Hello guys and welcome to Deadside. In today's video I'm going to give you guys an in-depth tutorial on base building in the 1.01 update. The first step to building a base is to make sure that you can obtain a knife. Normally in most servers you do spawn with a knife, but if you don't, you can bring up the crafting menu, go to weapons and you can craft an improvised knife for 1 scrap metal. One thing to bear in mind that when you're using the improvised knife, it does have a 50% resource obtained compared to the 100% resource obtained for the combat knife. This means that when you swing the improvised knife at the bush, you only get 2 twigs per swing, and you can swing at a slower rate. If you put on the combat knife, you can see when you swing you get 4, and the swing is at a faster speed. Once you have obtained all the branches you will need, you can then bring up the crafting menu again with B on the default key, go to your base section, select the hammer, craft the hammer, which requires 10 branches. Once the hammer is crafted, you want to make sure it is on your quick bar at the bottom. As you can see, mine is in slot number 5. Press slot number 5, and now you're ready to build your base. Now that we have the hammer crafted, we are able to start building base. What you want to do is hold the right mouse button to bring up the structure wheel, where we can select the structures that we want to build. I'm going to place a 2x2 down for you guys. As you can see, I've accidentally built an extra foundation. Do not worry, if you want to remove the structure, simply hold down the right mouse button, go to upgrade to repair and disassembly, click it, walk up to the structure that you did not mean to build, hold G to disassemble, and you get the materials back and the structure is no longer there. When building the walls, you want to make sure the arrows are facing outwards, like so. Select the door, build a door. If you want to build a double door, all you have to do is add a door frame. Throw the ceiling on the roof, and now our 2x2 is complete. Now that our 2x2 is built, it isn't safe as other people can build and the building is decaying. So to prevent this, we're going into the crafting menu, going into base, clicking the storage unit and crafting it for 20 branches. Once it's crafted, hotbar again, it's number 6 for me. Press number 6 and then plant it down in the base. As you can see, it is red because it is clashing with the back wall, so all I need to do, pull it back from the back wall, plant it with left mouse button. Once the storage is placed, you can see now in the bottom right hand corner, we have construction permitted and structures are decaying. To prevent the structure from decaying, open up the storage and place in the branches or whatever material base is made out of. As you can see, the cost per 24 hours for us is 13 branches and we're protected for 15 days, 18 hours and 19 minutes. Now that the storage cupboard is down, we want to make sure that if we are playing in a group, we can register other players to it. Simply walk up to the storage cupboard, click control, and here you can select people that are in your team or on your Steam friends list. Click their name and you can register them to the storage cupboard. If there is somebody registered that you no longer want registered, click their name on the right hand side here, players registered, and simply remove them. Now that we have our 2x2 built, the storage cupboard built and set up for all the players that need to be registered on it, we need to secure the base. To secure the base, we simply have to go to the crafting menu, go to base, and build a base lock, which will require 1 spare part, which looks like this. They can be found all over the map, from boots into electrical equipment like washing machines, vehicles, and so on. Once we have one of them crafted, make sure it's in the hotbar. Select the hotbar key that you have, walk up to the door, hold G to install the lock, and type in the code that you want to set the password. Now that the code is set successfully, you are able to open and close your base door with anybody that knows the code and is registered to the base. So now that the structure is up, the storage cupboard is down, you have a 15-minute grace period where if you aren't happy with the base build, you can disassemble a wall. After the 15-minute timer is up, the wall will then become permanent and you can't disassemble it. So make sure that you are happy with where everything is placed before that 15-minute timer runs out. Before moving on to step number 2, guys, we're going to clear up a few things in this section. So branches is the weakest material that you guys can build out of, which means pretty much everything in the game will go through this that deals damage. You can shoot through a wall, you can knife through the branch material, and you can use a fire axe on it. So pretty much anything that deals damage will go through this, which means it can be eco-raided. With the fire axe, it takes roughly about 6 minutes to do 1,000 damage if you continuously swing. Don't ask me how I know this, but I have already tried it. Once the base has been damaged on your side, if you are in there and you're being raided, what you want to do to repair it is make sure that you have the material that you need. It will give you an on-screen prompt. For me, it's 1 branch to repair this. It says I have 27 in my inventory. Once damage has been dealt, there is a cooldown timer until something can be repaired of a minute. So as you can see on the bottom left hand corner, an object has taken damage, can be repaired in 20 seconds. Once your prompt is over, you then can use the 1 branch to repair your building as long as the hammer is equipped. Step number 2 in this tutorial will be to upgrade this base from branch to wooden planks. To obtain wooden planks, we have a few loopholes and requirements that we need to jump through to get that done. To get that done, we need to have a fire axe so that we are able to obtain wooden logs from the trees. Now, you can craft an improvised hatchet by going to weapons, going over to this slot here, and it's an improvised axe. It's the same as the improvised knife, where we'll only get 50% of the resources. So if you are able to use a axe like the fire axe or the hunter's axe, that will do the job a little bit better and you'll have materials a little bit faster. So we're just going to swing at the tree here. And as you can see, we are gaining a few logs. You can only use the fire axe on the tree, because if you use it on a bush, you will get branches. And if you use a knife on the tree, you will get branches again. So you do need to use the axe in order to get the logs. Once you have the logs, we need 2 more items, which can be found in the crafting menu. In the base section, we will need a wood planer and a generator. So to make the generator, we need 3 spare parts and 3 scrap metal. These can be found again by scavenging the road, breaking down and disassembling items. And then the wood planer will need 10 scrap metal and 10 logs. Again, the scrap metal can be found in scrap piles and on the road, in boots of cars and next to cars. Once you have them made, put them in your hotbar, place them down. The generator to run the electricity will need fuel. Again, can be found by cars on the road, looting containers. Walk up to the generator, hold G with the petrol canister selected in your hotbar, and you will fill it up. Once that's filled up, you can go ahead and turn it on with the F key. Then go into the wood planer, open that with the F key again, and put in the logs that you've just harvested. You can either drag them in, or you can shift click them. Then when they're into the inventory of the wood planer, you just click start, and they will start processing into wooden planks. So per 1 wooden log, you will get 4 planks, which is a good decent return on the logs, and makes it a little bit quicker and a little less grueling to upgrade the base. So once these have been turned into planks, we just simply take them out, drag them into our inventory. So we've got them here, we'll drag a few. You can either shift click or you can drag and drop. Now that they're in our inventory, we just have the hammer again. I'll trust the old hammer from the start. Go into the crafting menu by holding right mouse button. Click upgrade to repairs and assembly. Walk up to the wall. Repair that wall from the damage that was done previously. And just upgrade it by holding the left mouse button. So you want to make sure that you upgrade your foundations first, because if these get broken, the whole structure above it will just fall down. So upgrading them are probably most important. And the next one, if you do build a double door, don't forget to upgrade the frame as well, because the frame is made out of twig, so you can just quickly upgrade that, and then that's the whole structure upgraded there. As for upgrading, that's just as simple as it is. Just walk around the base, clicking everything. It's not too hard. Going back to your wood planner, getting out the logs, the planks, and so on. Easy as pie. And don't forget to do your roof as well. Now that the base is completely made out of wood, we do need to make sure that the structures aren't decaying. As you can see, if they decay, they do lose HP over time. They will tick down 20 HP at a time. I don't know if this will be 20 HP a minute, 20 HP an hour. I don't know the decay rate. But to prevent this from happening, all we have to do is make sure that the required materials are in here. With this base being purely wood planks, ignore the branches for now because that'll be due to that structure and the structure behind. But this base should just take wooden planks if this is your only structure. If there is any other required materials, it will show here. And that is a cost per 24 hours, 6 branches and 8 planks. Pretty cheap upkeep. Unlike branch, wood cannot be eco-rated and cannot be shot to be destroyed. If we check now with the hammer, no damage has occurred in that whatsoever. You can't hit an axe or grenades. The only way to damage wood in this game will be use the explosives such as dynamite and explosive charge. The final part to this step will be getting this base from wood to its metal counterpart, as metal will be the final material and the most durable material for a base. So to do that, we have a few loopholes that we need to jump through first. Again, we've covered it in the wood planer where we used the generator for electricity. That will be the same for the metal planer where we need electricity to power the machine. So to build the machine, all we have to do is get 10 scrap metal, 10 planks and 10 spare parts, which can all be scavenged from the road. Here we have them already crafted, so we have the generator and the metal planer down. All we have to do is turn the generator on like in the previous step. And then for this, scrap metal will be the material that is used, so we'll throw that in there. Unfortunately, scrap metal is just 1 for 1, so we get 1 sheet metal for 1 scrap metal, which is, it makes it a little bit hard to get. So this is more of a grind in the game. I will start that there. Another way to get scrap metal is you can collect the rebar as well. If we put that into the metal planer there and we turn that on, that will turn into scrap metal as well. So we have another option to get scrap metal. And the final way to get scrap metal is if you check at the bottom there, you can use a metal planer to convert this into scrap metal. If we throw them into the planer there, turn it on, it starts turning into scrap metal. And this material then will turn into sheet metal, which we use to upgrade the base. So when I have a full stack of that in inventory, I will cut back. Now that we have all of the sheet metal for this base, we will just go around and upgrade it like we did with the wood base. Don't forget door frames, as they are easily broken down. Every time you have to put your code in again, which upgrades something. Just a perfect amount. And that is the base fully covered. The only thing that we'll need to do now is for a base this size is to get 2 sheet metal into the storage container so that the base does not decay. And there now you can see that the base has all of the sheet metal it requires for 24 hours worth of upkeep. So only 2 sheet metal for this small little base. Not bad at all, to be fair, considering how much metal was used to make it. I kind of like that the upkeep's pretty low. This step isn't really about base building, but it will cover the amount of explosives it will take to get through these walls. So as we cleared up earlier with the branch walls, it can be eco-rated, but if we were to use explosives, it would take 1. If we were to use dynamite, it would take 2. With the wood wall, it would take 3 explosives or 5 dynamites. And with the metal wall, it would take 7 explosives or 14 dynamites, which is quite a lot of explosives to go through, or quite a lot of boom to go through this wall. Now, if we're looking at door values, to go through one metal door, as you can see, it's 6k health, so it would be cheaper on the HP side. It is 4 explosives or 7 dynamite. For the wood door, it is 2 explosives and 3 dynamite. And for the branch door offering 500 protection, it is either 1 explosive or 1 dynamite. Now these double doors here, it doesn't matter if they are single doors, the values always stay the same. But remember to always, if you are running double doors, upgrade your frames, as the frames could really let you down if you had a 6k door and you had a 1k frame on it. And guys, that is it for today's video. I hope that this has helped you guys in building your base in Deadside. This is on an updated version on 1.1.1. If any of you guys have any questions about anything you've seen in the video, don't feel free to leave a comment below. And if you have found anything useful or this has helped you out, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Thanks guys, and catch you in the next one.